Good afternoon and welcome to the Class Day ceremony for the Westwood High School Class of 2016. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem. Please be seated. Before we begin today's ceremony, I would like to introduce the people who have joined me on stage here today for Class Day. Please welcome Dr. John Antonucci, Miss Emily Parks, Mr. Steve Ouellette, Mr. Heath Petracca, and Mrs. Nicole Haberman. Also joining us today is the school committee chair, Mr. Sefa Jowdy. Mr. Sefa Jowdy. And finally, joining us all are President Meredith Brodsky and Vice President of the class, Olivia Ware. The focus of today's program is on the achievements of the class of 2016 in the classroom, on the playing field, and in all the areas of co-curricular activities. Today we celebrate the many and varied talents of the class of 2016. Our program reflects the array of student contributions you have made to Westwood High School. We will be giving awards and scholarships in several different areas: school service, athletics, school and community engagement, academics, and the arts. We have included descriptions of each award in today's program so that you may follow along to understand precisely the qualities that the award and scholarship winners have shown that have resulted in these designations. I would like to note that a small number of the awards and scholarships listed in today's program are instead presented at small ceremonies outside the school. Additionally, a limited number are not listed, and they were added to the program after the program was finalized. In just a moment, I will read a few names of several students who will receive awards or scholarships for their service to the school community. If you would, please hold your applause at that time. Once they've arrived to the side of the stage, I'll bring each up on the stage for their award, and we can applaud them each individually. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Mary Kate Brown, Aram Donabed, George Hawat, Mary Beth Hogan, Michael Moran, Olivia Okiki, Allison Okiki, Kyle Ouellette, and Maddie Walter. School service awards are presented to students who have invested many hours of time and effort in the various organizations that direct the activities of this school. Without these contributions, many of the opportunities open to students would not be available. Co-curricular activities are fundamental to the operation of a well-rounded school program, and it is a pleasure to recognize these seniors. I'm pleased to present the first award, the Principal's Leadership Award, to two students, Aram Donabed and Michael Moran. Congratulations, Aram. The MSSAA Award is presented to Kyle Ouellette. The Principal Spirit of Community Award is presented to several individuals: George Hawat, Mary Beth Hogan, and Maddie Walter. The Westwood Public Schools Book Award for School to Community Service is presented to Mary Kate Brown. The Westwood Public Schools Metco Awards are presented to Allison and Olivia Okeke. A key component of school service is student leadership. The following young men and women will be recognized for embracing positions of leadership in the school community. Again, please hold your applause until I've had a chance to bring them to the side of the stage, and then we can clap for them as they come on up. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Meredith's already with us, Meredith Brodsky. Joya Cianciarulo, Kevin Deeb, Megan Farrell, Caitlin Harrington, Emily Keith, and Nastya Kukanova, Annie McInnes, Kian Rastamnazad, Carly Stebbins, Michael Tian, and Olivia Ware, also with us. School Service Awards for Leadership are presented to students who have made contributions that enable many of the co-curricular opportunities that enrich the lives of all students. These students are being recognized for their service to WHS in various leadership roles. The Key Club Award and the Priscilla J. Congdon Memorial Awards are presented to Nastya Kukanova. The Legislative Council Service Award is being presented today by Robert Fanning, Faculty Chair of the Legislative Council. The awards are presented to Kaylin Harrington and Emily Keith. The Model United Nations Award is being presented by Club Advisor Mr. Chris Hilton. This is the first year the award is being presented, and it is being presented to Kian Rastamnazad. The Student Council Award of Recognition and Scholarship Savings Award is presented to Kevin Deeb. The Tri-M Leadership Awards are presented for this year's graduating officers, Joya Cianciarulo and Carly Stebbins. The Westwood Young Women's Club Scholarship is presented by Treasurer Katie Collins. This award, along with Senior Class Officer Award, are presented to President Meredith Brodsky. The Senior Class Officer Awards of Recognition are presented to Vice President Olivia Ware and Secretary Annie McInnes. The Academic Decathlon Award and a Senior Class Officer Award are presented to Treasurer Michael Tian. The Dwayne E. Cosino Award is presented to Megan Farrell. And now Mrs. Nicole Haberman, Assistant Principal, will present awards and scholarships for student achievement.
Good afternoon. Each day, our students achieve wonderful things in the classrooms of Westwood High School. Today, we recognize these achievements, which often go unrecognized through the course of the school year. The following young men and women will be recognized for their various achievements. Again, please hold your applause until I've had a chance to announce the awards that they have earned. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Nicholas Bonfilio, Toby Kashuk, Caroline Daly, Mark Ellenberg, Bridget Farah, Elizabeth James, Andrea Meinke, Radhika Rangarajan, Derek Shu, Caroline Stebbins, Shane Timmerman, Matthew Wagner, and Michael Zhao. Many of these awards and scholarships are supported by outside groups who express their interest in Westwood students' achievement. The awards and scholarships reflect an array of co-curricular, community, and civic organizations, and we thank them for their interest in celebrating our students. The Daughters of the American Revolution Award is presented to Caroline Stebbins. The following student is awarded the National Honor Society Award for Scholarship and was previously named a finalist in the National Merit Scholarship Program, Michael Zhao. The Edward J. Huber Memorial Award and the NHS Award for Leadership are presented to Caroline Daly. The NHS Award for Character is presented to Nicholas Bonfilio. The NHS Award for Service is presented to Elizabeth James. The following student is awarded the National Honor Society Cum Laude Award and was previously named a finalist in the National Merit Scholarship Program, Radhika Rangarajan. At this time, I will confer several awards from the U.S. Marine Corps. These awards recognize seniors for athletic, musical, and scholastic excellence and are presented by Staff Sergeant Warren. The Distinguished Athlete Awards are presented to Mark Ellenberg and Andrea Meinke. The Semper Fidelis Awards for Musical Excellence are presented to Toby Kashuk and Caroline Daly. The Scholastic Awards are presented to Shane Timmerman and Bridget Farah. The Army ROTC Scholarship is presented by Mr. Kenneth G. Harris WHS to a student who has expressed a desire to serve as an officer in the United States Army. The scholarship is awarded to Matthew Wagner. This student was previously recognized as a finalist in the National Merit Scholarship Competition. Derek Shue. The following young men and women will be receiving scholarships or awards for their leadership and service to the Westwood High School community. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Nancy Alid, Alexandra Damron, Kevin Deeb, Caitlin Healy, Elizabeth James, Andrea Meinke, Connor O'Grady, Kyle Willett, Laurel Orcutt, Caroline Stebbins, Brianna Wynn, and Derek Yanoff. The Principal's Award and the North Walpole Fish and Game Scholarship are presented to Alexandra Damron. Presented to a graduating senior who attended the Downey Elementary School, the Downey PTO Scholarship is presented to Kyle Willett. Presented to a graduating senior who attended the Sheehan Elementary School, the Joanne Hodalski Student Council Scholarship and the Norfolk County Teacher Association Award are presented to Caroline Stebbins. Presented to a graduating senior who attended the Martha Jones Elementary School, the Martha Jones 5th grade class gift is presented by student Lauren Alden to Elizabeth James. The E.W. Thurston Memorial Award is presented to Derek Yanoff. William Holbrook, Westwood High School Class of 1965, will present the Alumni Scholarships. The Westwood High School Class of 1969 Scholarship is presented to Caitlin Healy. The Westwood High School Class of 1965 scholarships are presented to Kevin Deeb and Brianna Wynn. Westwood Teachers Association Scholarship is presented to Nancy Alid. The Celestial Masonic Lodge Scholarship is presented to Andrea Meineke. The Lions Club scholarships are presented to Connor O'Grady and Laurel Orcutt. The following young men and women will be receiving scholarships for their leadership and service. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Nancy Alid, Adam Bass, Jamie Burke, Jenna Burke, Bridget Doherty, Elise Gatos, Emily Griffinius, Derek Nong, and Francesca Rudy. Each of these scholarships is named for someone who left behind a financial gift to each deserving student as a loving, lasting legacy to the person for whom the scholarship is named. The Albert A. Detbarn Memorial Scholarship is presented to Derek Nong. The Andrew Kuchara Memorial Scholarship is presented to Bridget Doherty. The Charles and Ivy Morrison Scholarship is presented to Jamie Burke. The Francis Abate Scholarship is presented to Nancy Alid. The Griswold and Dorothy Roach Scholarship is presented to Elise Gatos. The Kevin Harnett Scholarship is presented to Adam Bass. The Julia Babineau Scholarship is presented to Emily Griffinius. The Marguerite B. Knight Scholarship is presented to Francesca Rudy. The Paul Mitchell Memorial Scholarship is presented to Jenna Burke. At this time, our athletic director, Mr. Matt Gillis, will present the athletic awards.
It is my pleasure to recognize the athletic achievements of many of our young men and women. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Jamie Burke, Nick Conway, Kelly Drew, Mark Ellenberg, Kaylin Harrington, Devontae Higginbottom, Emily Keith, Robert James Massinio, Shane Timmerman, and Olivia Ware. Our student athletes make a special contribution to the quality of student life at Westwood High School. In an atmosphere of dynamic competition, they contribute to the pride of the school, its social life and activity, and the school's fine reputation for excellence, both athletically and academically. The Bruce Gaynor Award is presented to Kelly Drew. The Bruce Gaynor Award and the John Ralton Memorial Trophy are presented to Devontae Higginbottom. The John Ralton Memorial Trophy is presented to Kaylin Harrington. The Richard Riordan Memorial Trophies are presented to Emily Keith and Nicholas Conway. The Michael Shearer Baseball Award is presented to Mark Ellenberg. The Paula Hilberg Softball Award is presented to Jamie Burke. The John C. Harrington Memorial Scholarship is presented to R.J. Massinio. The Mac Pendergast Memorial Scholarship is presented to Shane Timmerman. The Christina Gruder Memorial Scholarship is presented to Olivia Ware. John, do you want me to have Olivia, or do you want to come on and introduce them? Don't go too far. And now please welcome Olivia Ware, who will present the class history.
Good afternoon, administrators, faculty, parents, and of course, the class of 2016. It seems like it was just yesterday that we strutted through the doors of Westwood High School as naive, somewhat nervous freshmen, ready, or so we thought, to embark on the last 4 years of our time in the Westwood public school system. I remember thinking to myself, wow, Olivia, you have 4 long years ahead of you, when now, almost a high school graduate, I have merely 2 days. Shout out to all the parents who told us not to blink because senior year would fly by. We blinked, and it did fly by. Oprah Winfrey once said, one of my favorite people, "There are things that we don't want to know, but we have to accept. There are things we don't want to know, but we have to learn. And there are people with whom we cannot live without, but we have to let go." Looking back at our journey through the Westwood public school system, I realized Oprah's right. From good old elementary school to our last days of high school, we accepted and learned so much. Now, sit back, relax, and allow me to transport you back in time to 2003, where it all began. Elementary school, a place crowded with sweaty, pant-wetting, innocent children who are about to be thrown into the first chapter of what we can consider the story of our class history. Luckily for us, we were split up amongst 5 extremely special schools: Downey, Sheehan, Deerfield, Hanlon, and my school, Martha Jones. We were introduced to musical instruments with a strong emphasis on the recorder, writing in cursive, hand cramps during the multiplication mad minutes, rubber hot dogs that we bounced on the lunch tables, the High School Musical franchise, the giant ball at field day, the wall ball, and the short-lived Red Rover game. At Martha Jones, lunch came with a side of Miss Ivets, auctioning off some soggy chicken nuggets, and kids pushing and shoving to get into the extras line with their 50 cents at the ready. The field trips may have varied amongst the schools, but I don't think we can ever forget the Science Museum, Hail with Nature J, or the infamous Fisher School trip that called for bonnets, overalls, and an excessive amount of photos brought to you by proud mothers. It's not every day that you send colonial children off to school. Finally, we all know that recess was the epitome of elementary school and was the causation for many friendships, enemies, and a few marriages. I'm looking at you, Eve Takazawa. Although elementary school introduced us to many important life lessons, it did not prepare us for the awkwardness that waited patiently for us at Thurston Middle School. Now, I know middle school was a fragment of our lives that many might be blocking out or keeping way in the back of our memory. And for that, I am sorry, but bear with me. Thurston Middle School, If you really think about our time at Thurston Middle School, it helped shape us into the people we are today. If it wasn't for middle school, us girls would still be rocking the side ponies, the side bangs, the middle part Aeropostale and Hollister clothing, paired with some shorts and Uggs, and let's not forget, under those shorts were spandex, so that we, fit the dress code. And you boys would still be cruising on your Heelys, flat-brimmed hats, and rocking the Justin Bieber haircut. Middle school consisted of more Hale trips, the resurrection of Zap, which led to many, ooh, you like them, don't you, conversations, Bill Nye the Science Guy, a WASC trip, the semi-formal dance, the dreaded TMLs, Meg Morris, Mr. Bernazzani and his boisterous gentleman, Mr. Kohut's redundant, I need a victim, I mean volunteer joke, Miss Santa Barbara's advice to never copy that floppy, and the 8th grade musical, The Music Man, that was 90% improvised and consisted of cringe-worthy dances such as the shapoopy. Many students gave us a sneak peek at their hidden talents at the variety show, but let us never forget the magical performance of Fireflies by Holly Cotter. Middle school was a time for questionable life choices, which some of the boys might recall when thinking back on their mayonnaise situation, which gave birth to the slogan, "Say no to mayo." Facebook was a hit and would 9 times out of 10 be filled with chain messages like my status for a rate, or like my status for a truth is, or why what's up posts. Middle school was a time full of embarrassing moments that we now can look back upon and laugh at or cringe, and it prepared us, well, kinda, for our 4 years here at Westwood High School. Freshman year, we still had a chip on our shoulder from being the top dogs in 8th grade, thinking high school would be a breeze. However, we came to find that high school was on an entirely different level. There was so much more to consider now: rotating schedules, choosing electives, after-school practices and/or rehearsals, GPAs, the den. But we adjusted to this newfound freedom high school presented us with. We got used to longingly watching out the school bus windows at the upperclassmen driving to and from the school parking lot, and were soon accustomed to the Harlem Shake and Gundam-style dances that seemed to be sweeping the nation. We learned the unspoken rules of the cafeteria seating and found ourselves meeting and creating friendships with people from a variety of backgrounds and grades. Sophomore year, I admit, was one big blur. So let's recap quickly on some of the highlights. Licenses, shout out to Overflow, Chromies, Bean Boots, White Converse, Sweet 16s, Shrek the Musical, boom, done. All right, fast forward to junior year. Deemed the hardest year of your high school career. This moment in our lives was filled with stress crying, college visits, SATs and ACTs, more stress crying, whipping and nay-naying, prom round 1, street chatting and yik-yakking, more stress, and Michael Schau cracking a watermelon open with his elbow. You can find that somewhere on the internet. Junior year gave us a taste of what it was like to be upperclassmen, and ultimately motivated and excited us even more to be seniors. Finally, senior year. The year we had all been waiting for had arrived. Apart from keeping up with schoolwork, part-time jobs, sports, musicals, clubs, and other miscellaneous tasks, we were faced with college applications, which led to eventually choosing a college, prom, and above all, graduating. When we arrived in early September, graduation seemed so far away. Little did we know that the months to follow would contain more dance trends, such as the Running Man Challenge and dabbing. Poor Danielle Zappa was back at it again, enduring countless remarks relating to a vine, and for a short time, people were cautious of who they wore white Vans around. We hosted the prom fashion show, where Athena Dawson flipped her way to fame, and Julia Sarecchia and Brian Began rewarded the audience with a never-ending supply of lollipops. We can never forget the struggles of No Hands Moran in Mr. Schumann's F-Block psychology class, and will never again question Peter Zhang's acting abilities and threats to not show up to class. We were fascinated by Isabel Shu's self-designed video game for her SIP project, and who would have ever imagined walking into school one day to be greeted by Nick Giroux, Matt Dalton, and Peter Cannon's dogs, or see Aram Donabed rip-sticking through the hallways. We came together in support of our first annual dance marathon, hosted by the SIP classes, which raised over $24,000 for Boston Children's Hospital and set the record for most money raised by a high school on their first try. We excelled in our athletics. The girls' basketball team won the TVL and had an undefeated regular season. The football, boys hockey, and boys soccer teams made tournament, and softball, volleyball, boys and girls lacrosse, and tennis all made playoffs. Devontae Higginbottom shocked us by breaking the triple jump school record, and Annie McGinnis and Stephanie McClure and their 4x400 relay team also got to sit with Devontae at the record breakers table. Whether it is at our second round of prom, the Boston Harbor Cruise boat cruise, field day, or even walking in between classes, we all became a part of memories that sum up our senior year. As cliche as it may be to say, we became a family that bickered and disagreed, but a family that was able to come together when the time was right. If we reflect back to my book analogy, we have reached the final pages of our Westwood story. Fortunately for us, life is like a novel with the ending ripped out. Thank you, Rascal Flatts. And this means that prior to graduation, we can continue to write our own individual stories. Of course, these stories will differ because we all have varying strengths and interests. But as you venture off into the future, try not to forget your time at Westwood High School and the lessons you learned and accepted, and all the people you never thought you'd have to let go of. In closing, I want to say thank you, class of 2016, for making these 13 years some of the funniest, most embarrassing, but more importantly, some of the most rewarding years of my life. We've done a lot together. Now, it's each of our turns to walk out the doors of Westwood High School on Sunday and do all the things, plus or minus a few, we aspire to do somewhere new. Go big or go home, am I right? Thank you.
Parents and other adults, don't worry if you didn't understand like 2/3 of that. I didn't myself. It's like a whole series of inside jokes I'm assuming are all benign and really good-natured. So, but that's only because I know Olivia is a great kid. So before we begin the presentation of academic and special subject awards, we need to pause to do something a little bit unusual. Our boys lacrosse team is playing Wayland High School tonight in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. So that they can get ready for the game, I'm dismissing them to the locker room for the remainder of today's ceremony so they can prepare. At this time, I'm dismissing and wishing good luck to the following gentlemen who are going to go down that way and head on into the locker room. Ryan Condrick, Michael Colantoni, Connor Connaughton, Jake Suica, Nick Conway, Christian Cappuccino, Nick Giroux, Ryan McGinty, James Erickson, RJ Messinio, and Brendan Patterson. And evidently, Brian Walsh. Sorry, Brian. I got that list from the coaches, pal. Sorry. Good luck, everybody. We will now begin the presentation of the academic and special subject awards. Over the years, the high school has acquired a number of academic and special subject awards, many of them memorial awards named after former teachers and former students. These awards recognize proficiency in various disciplines and demonstrate the many areas in which Westwood seniors are extremely successful. Mr. Robert Fanning is here to present the first awards.
Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Sinise August, Julie Craven, Bridget Doherty, William Kimball, and Julia Serecchia. Yes, right. These young men and women have been recognized by our staff for their determination, perseverance, and enthusiasm for learning. Julie Craven, Bridget Doherty, William Kimball, and Julia Serecchia. Mr. Chris Hilton, Chair of the Social Studies Department, will continue with the Social Studies Awards.
The following young men and women have been identified by the members of the Social Studies Department and community for their passion, diligence, and aptitude in social studies. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Emily Griffinius, Ryan McDonald, Radhika Rangarajan, Keon Rastamnajad, and Sophia Smith. The following awards and scholarships honor students who have embraced the study of the social sciences and humanities. The Virginia Burke Memorial Awards are presented to Ryan McDonald and Sophia Smith. The Barbara Farnham Award is presented to Emily Griffinius. The Joseph Mello Award is presented to Radhika Rangarajan. The Excellence in Social Studies Award and the Richard J. Stack Memorial Scholarship are presented to Keon Rastamnajad. Ms. Kate Holmes, Chair of the English Department, will continue with the English Awards.
The following young men and women have been identified by the members of the English Department for their interest, passions, and diligence in their English studies. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Olivia Buckle, Michael Tian, Nicholas Bonfiglio, and Joseph Hanley. The following awards and scholarships honor students who have exhibited excellence in English language arts. The Francis M. Burns Award for Excellence in English is presented to Olivia Buckle. The George M. Hancock's Award for Excellence in Writing is presented to Michael Tian. The Excellence in Spoken Expression Award is presented to Nick Bonfiglio. And the English Achievement Award is for Joseph Hanley. Mr. James Looney, member of the Math and Science Departments, will now present the academic awards for Math and Science.
The following young women and men have been identified by the members of the Math and Science departments for their enthusiasm and facility in the disciplines of math and science. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Brian Began, Ian Burrell, Kaylin Harrington, Emily Griffinius, Michael Tian, and Michael Zhao. The Excellence in Math Award and the Judith A. Bowles Scholarship are presented to Michael Tian. The Westwood Public Schools Book Award for Mathematics and the Alexander N. Fisher Memorial Award are presented to Michael Zhao. The Math Department Appreciation Awards are presented to two students, Emily Griffinius and Kaylin Harrington. The Stephen J. Planetta Memorial Scholarship is presented by Kathy and Casey Planetta. The recipient is Brian Began. The Excellence in Science Award is presented to Ian Burrell. The Christos T. Saras Education Memorial Award is presented to Colette Schiesel. Dr. Kathy Lee, Chair of the Foreign Languages Department, will now present the academic awards in foreign languages.
The following students have been identified by the foreign language faculty members for their dedication to and interest in the study of foreign languages. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Olivia Buckle, Emily Grafinius, Nastia Kukanova, Kellyanne Leone, and Michael Zhao. Each of the following students is being recognized for their excellence in language and cultural studies. The Achievement in Latin Award is presented to Emily Grafinius. The award for achievement in Mandarin is presented to Olivia Buckle. The Achievement in French Award is presented to Nastia Kukanova. The Achievement in Spanish Award is presented to Michael Zhao. The Outstanding Foreign Language Student Award is presented to Kellyanne Leone.
And now it is my great pleasure to bring to the side of the stage the senior members of the WHS a cappella group, Passing Notes, to perform their rendition of the song, The Time of My Life. Thank you, guys. That was great. And it is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Katie Thurston, Director of the Fine Arts Department, to present the Fine Arts Awards. Katie.
Hello. The following students have excelled in developing their abilities to create, respond, and communicate, and have developed great commitment to the visual arts. The following students have received Globe Scholastic Art Awards. Please stand to be recognized. For Silver Keys, Wes Diaz, Aram Donabed, Emily Keith, Sophie Ostrander, John Peterson, Gianni Remy, Matthew Wagner, and Isabel Sue. For Gold Key winners, Wes Diaz, Aram Donabed, Mark Ellenberg, Elise Gatos, Isaiah Ritchie, and Isabel Sue. Silver Key, Gold Key, and National Gold Medal winner, Brianna Wynn. The following young men and women have been identified by the members of the Fine Arts Department for pursuing their talents in the various visual arts. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Wesley Diaz, Madeline Mackey, Christina Perrone, Megan Wheeler, Brianna Wynn, and Isabel Sue. Thank you. The Excellence in Photography Studio Award is presented to Christina Perrone. The Excellence in Graphic Design Award is presented to Brianna Wynn. The Excellence in Studio Art Award is presented to Megan Wheeler. The Excellence in Ceramics Award is presented to Madeline Mackey. The Excellence in Video Production Award is presented to Wesley Diaz. The Michael J. Devlin Memorial Award and the Ann Pine Parsons Memorial Award are presented to Isabel Zhu. And next, we have Heather Code, head of the music department, who will be presenting awards.
The following young men and women have been identified by members of the Performing Arts Department and outside organizations for their excellence in music and theater. Would the following students please come to the side of the stage? Brian Beggin, Toby Kashuk, Joya Ciantiarulo, Julie Craven, Ian DeTore, Peter Furman, Jairus Henderson Brown, Elizabeth James, Derek Nong, Derek Shu, and Ohana Turbeck. These young men and women have been identified by members of the Performing Arts Department in recognition of the development of their individual musical and theatrical talents and their commitment to excellence. The following student is the recipient of the John Philip Sousa Award and was recognized in the Eastern District and All-State Ensembles. This award is presented to Derek Shu. The Director's Award for Band is presented to Brian Beggin. The following student is the recipient of the National School Orchestra Award and was recognized in the Eastern District Festival and All-State Ensemble. This award is presented to Peter Furman. The National School Choral Award and the Christian Capizzoli Scholarship, presented by Kathy Planetta, are awarded to Julie Craven. The following students were recognized earlier this year for their acceptance and participation in the Eastern District Ensembles: Toby Kashuk, Ian DeTore, Derek Nong, and Ohana Turbeck. The Drama Club Award and the Excellence in Theater Award are presented to Elizabeth James. The Norwood Theater Scholarship and the Director's Award for Theater are presented to Gioia Cianciarulo. And the Director's Award for Theater presented to Jairus Henderson Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Cody. So those of you who are following along in the program will notice that the next award we're about to give is not in the program. It was added a little bit late, and very excitedly, I'm bringing to the stage now Miss Rosie Holmes, a representative from the Children's Miracle Network, who contacted me just 2 weeks ago and asked to join today's celebration. Please welcome Rosie Holmes.
Hi everyone, so I'm here from Boston Children's Hospital today, and I have an award to present from the hospital. But first, I would like the SIP class of 2016 to please stand. You can sit. You can go ahead and sit down. So I'm here to present an award to you on behalf of the hospital. It's actually to your whole school, but in specific, these students and their 2 advisors. Each year, the hospital gives out an award called the Rookie of the Year Award. And so this is given to one of our fundraising events that sets the tone and serves basically as a role model for us to point to for other fundraising events in the community to see how it's done best. So we wanted to present that to you guys for your dance marathon in 2015. Serving as the first high school dance marathon in Massachusetts ever, and just kind of setting the tone for what we're about to do with this movement in the state. So on behalf of the kids at Boston Children's, I want to say thank you to Westwood High School and to SIP.
Thank you, Rosie. This concludes a presentation of scholarships and awards, and we only have one thing left. At this time, I'm pleased to present Jacqueline Goodrich and Christina Perrone to the stage for the dedication of the yearbook.
Good afternoon. I'm Christina Perrone, and this is Jackie Goodrich. We are the editors of this year's Westwood High School yearbook. On behalf of the class of 2016, we have the great pleasure of dedicating the yearbook to an outstanding teacher and member of the Westwood community.
In preparation for this speech, we spoke to many of the students who have worked closely with this teacher over the past 4 years. All of them started by describing her with one single word: passionate. This teacher has exceeded expectations both inside of and outside of the classroom, constantly showing passion for whatever she is doing in that moment. In class, this teacher displays a great love of her subject. Her students have said that she made the class interactive and got them excited about learning. Class was not simply about memorizing things, but truly understanding and developing skills in that subject. Many of her students, including Isabel Jardin, reflected, "She was the only teacher I ever had who never lost enthusiasm throughout the year." Besides her main class, this teacher also sponsored the Senior Independent Projects program. She helped to organize the first ever dance marathon held in Massachusetts, in which she, along with STIP students, raised over $24,000 for the Boston Children's Hospital. "She is passionate, loving, and enthusiastic," says Hattie Rowe. "She cares so much about making a difference and impacting the lives of others. She cares so much for her students and is so dedicated to her job. She goes above and beyond with everything that she does for Westwood." Other SIP students, such as Olivia Ware, described this teacher as strong, caring, upbeat, and positive. Her favorite memory from SIP class was when this teacher tried to make waffles for the last SIP class and forgot butter and nonstick spray. Both Alana Goldberg and Allie Beatty will always cherish the little holiday gifts this teacher would give her students with sweet personal notes attached.
As members of the yearbook, we have the unique opportunity to see all the individuals who make this community truly special. Again and again, we have seen this teacher at the forefront of school activities, working to make the high school experience enjoyable for everyone. From sports to extracurriculars, fundraisers to field trips, this Westwood alumna exhibits an unwavering energy for the school and provides ample support for her students. Lorna Ramos spoke highly of this teacher's coaching abilities when she stated, "My freshman year, I joined spring track, and I was terrified, but she made me feel welcome, and she was really encouraging. This teacher not only has an immense faith in her students, but also receives great joy in seeing them succeed. She has invested herself in the lives of her students, whether it has been through coaching or her involvement in extracurricular activities. It is a truth universally known that no one likes fundraising, but this teacher excels at the daunting task. She is at the heart of the Spanish Club, which raises money throughout the year for different charities. If you have ever tried to guess the number of jelly beans in the jar in the cafeteria, you have experienced just how she puts the fun in fundraising. All proceeds from guessing the number of jelly beans goes toward the Jimmy Fund and allows members of the Spanish Club to attend the Scooper Bowl each summer. The club has raised valuable funds for the battle against cancer. This teacher played a pivotal role in the success of this and other fundraising drives. Whatever she sets her mind to, she accomplishes."
At this point, you must be thinking, this teacher is deeply involved in the WH community, but that would be an understatement. She has organized several trips over the duration of her time here, from service trips to both the Dominican Republic and Costa Rica, to cultural learning experiences in Spain. Maria Kelly, a participant of the Spain trip last year, stated, "You can get along with her really easily. I was with her for only 1 week, but I feel that I really knew her by the end of the trip." It is this approachability that makes her well-suited for organizing other school events such as Spirit Week and the prom. Class treasurer Michael Tian stated that her dedication to the school has shown through the beautiful hallway decorations and Spirit Week. Walking through the halls and seeing all of the throwback decorations for the senior class was truly a sight to behold.
And who could forget prom, one of the most memorable nights of the year? What would there be to look forward to without flashy promposals, the search for a decent dress, and major proma? This teacher has handled each of these problems with the utmost elegance and efficiency. Never one to settle for less than fabulous, she has continued to amaze prom goers with awesome venues and creative themes. Prom would not be half as Insta-worthy without this teacher's guidance. Not only is this teacher highly admired by the class of 2016, but is a valued friend and colleague to many other faculty members. In the words of Ms. Flanagan, she is the pulse of the school. There's rarely anything that happens here without her knowing about it or having planned it entirely. The joke in the foreign language office is that we need to put up a sign that says, "No, she is not here right now," since so many students are constantly looking for her. From Spanish Club to SIP, track coaching to trip planning, prom, and everything in between, she's managed to have a direct impact on nearly every student in this building, particularly the members of this year's graduating class. Her energy and passion are unmatched, and I can't think of a more appropriate person to receive this yearbook dedication.
And as Dr. Zaro puts it, she is quite possibly the hardest working member of the Westwood faculty, not to mention the busiest. I can go for a week at a time without seeing her, because she's teaching, tutoring, mentoring, managing, motivating, coaching, and of course, promming. She feels as though she's frazzled all the time, while in reality she bears herself with an incredible grace, no matter how much she has on her plate. She has done something extremely difficult, if not impossible. She has made herself an indelible part of the Westwood community, a community in which she herself was raised. It is difficult to think of what Westwood would look like without her. I am honored to call her a colleague and friend. We honor a teacher who, Hattie Rowe says, has showed us what it means to have school spirit and to have passion for something important. For her kindness, her passion, and her unparalleled drive to help the students around her, the class of 2016 dedicates the yearbook to Miss Testa.
Wow. I think this is the first time I actually don't know what to say. I have never heard words like that before, and I'm overwhelmed and going to have to read them again. That was amazing and beautiful. I am more than honored, more than you'll ever know, to receive that and to hear those words from you guys, because I say to my friends and family all the time that I have the best job in the world, and I am beyond lucky to work here and to see you guys every day. And it's going to be hard to say goodbye to all of you, and I think that this is an amazing way for me to remember you guys. And you impact me every day, every single one of you, whether I coached you or taught you or tutored you, or you were in clubs or just at the prom or just around somewhere. But it's amazing for you to say that I've impacted you as well, because that's what I strive to do. And I really, really appreciate it. I'm totally blown away and overwhelmed, as you can tell. And it's an incredible thing to, many years ago, I won't say how many years ago, but a lot of years ago, to be walking across the stage receiving my diploma, and now to watch you guys do the same thing, and for you to commend me on, what you think is inspirational. So I am beyond amazed, and I thank you guys. This is really a tribute to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Testa. It's always a pleasure for me to watch as we celebrate the diverse accomplishments of our graduating seniors. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday at 2 o'clock, right here for graduation. This concludes our annual Class Day program. Thank you.